Okay, now I do the things that we talk about. We are live, right? Oh, wait a minute. Supposed to do ad reads first, of course. Can't be dumb about that. The Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Shady Rays. SGPN is teaming up with Shady Rays for Shady May. Get 50% off your Shady Rays using promo code SGPN. Then go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win $500. And if that, we start the show. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, bringing you the picks with bits for tobacco use only on another show, The Dangerous World of Sports Talk Comedy. Very dangerous. I gave out picks, of course, but I also do it with a humorous angle. And as we learned this week, it is a dangerous world trying to do comedy in sports talk. We'll get to that in a bit, as I'm talking about Bob Huggins, who obviously not too dangerous. He just got extended today, right before I went on the air. I heard about that. Good for West Virginia. But there's a lot of broadcaster mishaps, but I'll get into that later. Anyway, I will be giving out more NBA playoff bombs and NHL bombs. Those are the bombs for today, which is Wednesday, 5/10, and Thursday, 5/11. So there are 8 games in total. A lot of sides, a lot of totals. I don't know if we have bombs for all of them. I don't want to force the bombs. I went 5. I've been doing hot, obviously. Last 2 shows ago, I was undefeated with NBA 4-0. We chopped it. We went even on Monday's show. We gave out a lot. We lost Boston, but we won Denver. We pushed with Golden State. Remember that one? What was the other one? Oh, and the Heat we hit. Yeah. So we went 3-1 there. But I went over and like with other ones in hockey, maybe it's chopped up. We wound up chopping. Boston, we lost -7, which we're fine with. We're rooting for Philly. I had Philly. I thought Boston would bounce back well. They did not. Boy, did they not. But that opens up all our series plays, though, that we gave out. A lot of bombs for series plays. We have Philly plus a game and a half. That's already a winner. Hit that. Plus 175 on that as well. Over 5.5 games in the series. Bomb that. That hit on Sunday with that miracle game 4 win. But now, even better, we have Sixers in 6 at plus 875. We gave out. Bomb that one. Come out. That's a premature bomb. They're getting 2 tomorrow night. We'll talk about that later. Al Horford. A lot of people are roasting Al Horford. He had a horrible game. He had 0 points last night. That was old Philly Al Horford. Al Horford had a great game 4. Blocked Embiid a couple times, threes, dunks, doing a dance. And Philly fans are disgusted because the Sixers signed Al Horford. He did nothing. But that's not even on Al Horford. That's on Elton Brand. Why were you even signing Al Horford? I'm surprised Elton Brand didn't try to sign him again after that game 4. But the point is, the reason why, so he was the GOAT. That's the thing with these NBA playoffs. Immediately, it's like after every single playoff game, someone is just getting roasted on Twitter. It's usually Black Twitter. They're great at it. They drive this league anyway with memes, but it's just about humiliation. And so Al Horford got the treatment last night, and they're all hilarious. Hilarious memes and gifs, and like Horford shooting a 3 and a city blowing up with a bomb or whatever, like a bottom line bomb. And then the other one was DeAndre Ayton with Phoenix last night. Ayton does. Denver smoked Phoenix, and that's another thing. They love talking about DeAndre Ayton, and they fucking just humiliate him. And everyone just, I mean, it's fucking brutal. You're better off just not making the playoffs or doing anything in the NBA. Who cares? Make your money and fuck. Why? Why even get pop? Just get. It's all about getting fucking embarrassed. That's all they care about in the NBA. And I get it. I mean, that's what the culture is. That's what the top 10 dunk it is. They were showing it was highlights of what game was it? It was the Lakers Golden State game, and Anthony Davis got dunked on. This is after Game 3, not even Game 4. Game 3, where the Lakers crushed Golden State. But it was a play where Anthony Davis got dunked on and made number 2 in SportsCenter top 10. And they're like, oh, that's embarrassing. He must be embarrassed tonight. That's what she said during the highlights. The other guy's like, they won by 30, you know. Yeah, well, did they? Who knows? Who cares? No one cares that you win by 30. But if you win by 3, that's more fun. It's more embarrassing for Golden State to lose the way they did the other night by having a meltdown when they should have won than losing than getting blown out by 30. Because at least you can dunk on someone. So now it's DeAndre. The way they talk about DeAndre Ayton is so funny too. Like he just doesn't enjoy basketball. That's what I like about him. He hates it. Well, not my fault. 7 foot. I have to play it. And then they roast him they just destroy him on Twitter. Like, oh, he's from the Bahamas. Ain't no way he likes to play basketball. Like they just don't play basketball in the Bahamas. You know where Tim Duncan's from? Didn't he swim here? He's got a weird graphics tattoo. But goddamn, those memes are funny. But I feel horrible. I wouldn't even take a shot. I get why PJ Tucker doesn't take shots during games. Why take a shot? It's no longer you miss, whatever the fuck it is. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. No, you do. Yeah, you might miss 100% of shots you don't take, but you also miss 100% of the memes when you don't take shots. So don't take a shot. If you can make money without shooting the basketball, playing basketball, do it. Because it's not worth the humiliation that Twitter's going to give you. Good Lord. It's just fucking ruthless. So Horford got it. DeAndre Ayton, who hates the sport of basketball, got it. We'll get to that game in a bit. Oh, we'll break down those NBA bombs. We're going to break down NBA bombs for tonight and tomorrow after this break. And then we're going to also do the hockey bombs and talk a little bit about all the madness, just dangerous worlds of sports talk comedy that's going on. It's people trying to be funny on the radio. When my old show, Visitors Locker Room, we used to say it's comic. We are comics impersonating sportscasters, not the other way around. And that's the problem with the ESPN, all these shows. They're sportscasters impersonating comics, and it gets dangerous. And you see what happens. People get fired. People get suspended. People stay straight. People don't say anything. Like that Oakland A's announcer. Glenn Kupier, whatever. Said them wrong. Said the wrong N-word. Tried to talk about how it was good, how they had a great time at the Negro League Hall of Fame. And he said the other word. And then, but that's like, he got suspended as well as he should have, because even if yes, it was a mistake. And obviously you're trying to say the other word, but the fact that it came out, that makes you think, well, you might be saying this a couple times beforehand. It's like an auto fill in or auto fill in. Like it's going based on your history. Okay. We're not making these up. Don't you mean this word, suggested word? But what's funny is Dallas Braden, his partner just sitting right next to him with that hipster beard. Like he runs the worst brewery in Oakland. And he's just standing there. He didn't react. So people are mad at him for not reacting for him saying the N-word. And he has the greatest quote ever. My silence is being misinterpreted. He had to make a statement about not making a statement. Anyway, that's a great t-shirt. I got to get that merch. My silence has been misinterpreted. That's Sean Green, stacking the money. Green said earlier he's going to say that to his wife. That's good for husbands. Anyways, we're going to get into that world of the Bob Huggins. I love this Bob Huggins story. in the chat GPT. But first, before we get to any of that stuff, I need to. I told you what's going to happen. I told you what's going to happen. Oh, God damn, I'm so bad at these things. Insano makes a good point. He thinks silence can be interpreted as silence. I know. How do you misinterpret silence? There's nothing to interpret. You said nothing. Yeah, but I had thoughts going on, you know? He said he didn't hear it. Really? You didn't hear it? You were right next to him. Yeah, but in the broadcast thing, things happen a lot of times. Okay, that's fine. I could definitely see him. All right. Even it either looked like he didn't hear it, which is a possibility. But it's also not true, because then he said he didn't realize anything happened until he made the apology like an inning or two later. Really? No, there was no commotion going on about it, that he just whimsically made up an apology. Yeah, okay, you know about it. But then he just had that stone cold reaction, like, yep, he says this word a lot, folks. Now welcome to my world. This is exactly how Glenn gets down. So anyway, let's get into all right. Let me tell you about Shady Rays again, Shady May, and then we'll get into all the NBA bombs and NHL bombs and bad sports talk comedy that we get into. Shady Rays, it's teamed up with SGPN for Shady May. Not only do you get amazing 50% off, but you have a chance to win $500. Shady Rays has you covered from sun to slopes. Premium polarized sunglasses. I have a pair, matter of fact. I want to wear it just for this ad. If you're watching on YouTube, here we go. Let me lock in the box for this. There it is. Oh, good. Look at that. Shady Rays, durable frames, blah, blah, blah. Extremely clear optics, not blah, blah, blah. That's not how you read ads. I love how if you break them, they give you a new pair, no questions asked. You go to shadyrays.com, use code SGPN for 50% off 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses, then take your receipt to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win the $500 Shady May contest. That is amazing. And what I said like last time, this is what typically they don't even advertise on Shady Rays. They have the Shady Ray technology where it's Klingon technology. Like you put the glasses up, look at this, and it doesn't cling to your hair. You can pull right off. Usually it rips it out by the roots. I might keep it on. I'm kind of liking the way I look on here at Shady Rays. So I got these pair. With the code. I could use that $500 anyway too. But all right, let's get into the NBA bombs because I have so much to talk about. The great Daniel Tosh performing that. Great. Daniel Tosh, great comedian, clip show host, and he orchestrated the NBA theme song. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. What a dynamic performer. I say dynamic because good Lord, where did it go? I can't find it now. The old Dan Marino dynamic one, or maybe is that on Colby's soundboard? I am making fun of other radio shows and how they're fuck up comedy. I can't find this out. And I didn't even look to see if I had this shine box.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
The clip. Yes, they didn't. Damn it. I must be on Colby's. Oh, well. Dan Marino's dynamic wife. It's a hilarious clip. We were just playing it beforehand. Anyway, let me get into the NBA bombs. And welcome Insano to the message board here on YouTube. And everyone watching, please make sure you subscribe and like this video. Let's start right off. Tonight's games we got Lakers, Golden State, and Miami Knicks. 2 games tonight. Now, Miami Knicks, I don't want to get too deep into. I told you my only thing with my that series, I just want it over with. I just wanted to get it out of here. Please get these Knicks fans out. But I have a feeling the Knicks are going to win tonight. It's down to 3.5. It's 3.5, 209.5. I want to play the Knicks there. Let me bomb that real quick. Not a lot of faith in it. They've looked bad in all three of their losses, and even in a win without Jimmy Butler, they did not look great. So it's hard to go against Jimmy Butler in the Garden. But there is a man on Twitter who's John Gruden's nephew. His name's JJ Gruden. Shout out to him, JJ Locks. You can look him up. He is a mop, a fish, if you will. And he is fade material, as they say. But I love him. He's out there. He puts it out there. So I don't rip on too many people to put their picks out there. And he puts himself out there. And he loves the Heat tonight. So on that alone, I'm taking the Knicks. I don't tell him that. I don't like when people are bad and people like go after him like, oh, I'm fading this. You stink. Don't tap the glass, as we say in poker. You know? Don't tap the glass and annoy the fish. Let the fish be fish. Use this material for your benefit. So we're gonna go with the Knicks at home tonight. I think they maybe one game for their fans. It's their annoying ass fucking fan base. They'll give that at home and then get smoked in Miami over the weekend. Plus the NBA will want to extend this. I'll throw a fucking conspiracy thing out there. Why did I just curse right there? Conspiracies out there and say they want to extend the series a little bit. I bet the Knicks do get this at home tonight. So Knicks minus 3.5. We'll bomb that. All right. Now let's move on to the other game, the TV game. Golden State Lakers, the game that they want you to watch, that everyone will be watching. They love telling you about the ratings in this series too. Oh, the most ratings in a semifinal series since 20 years. Okay, what's that even mean? On a cable network during a weekday? Okay. Great. A semifinal weekday cable series rating record. Fantastic. And of course, it starts. Golden State. Like I said, Golden State, they lost both in the Lakers. They got crushed game 3. I thought we had them last game 4. They should have won that game. Curry was incredible, but man, we're players. Speaking of getting roasted on Twitter and NBA, Jordan Poole, he deserves it. Jordan Poole has been awful. Klay Thompson, okay, you missed games, but he hits some shots occasionally. Jordan Poole, they get none. Yeah, he's been fucking brutal, and he does nothing else but shoot, and he's just awful. Made his $100 million, and he's fine with that, which I get. See, that's why I say Jordan Poole, don't even shoot. You made your $100 million. It's not even worth shooting because you're gonna be made a meme. Twitter's brutal. It's crazy the way Golden State freaked out. They just freaked out. Because people love talking about how Golden State. Let me take these glasses off. It's just weird when I can't see. Klay Thompson was just jacking up crazy shots. Draymond Green does like jump passes. How many? It's so weird. So many just wide open layups and they just launch it out for a 3, pass it back out. So Curry didn't want to take Anthony Davis to the home. And then he just threw the ball too, like a bouquet toss or something. When he was down the ground, that last dribble, he goes, anyone's ball. Whatever. Tickets for this game too. Oh my God. Someone was saying it was like 25,000 for courtside. And it's not better up north, but they're gonna be uglier. That's the difference between listen, I hate both fan bases, especially the front row, the Lakers and Golden State. But at least the Laker fans are better looking. Golden State, you have rich tech bros. That's the worst. At least the Lakers, you have like Kim Kardashian up front. Yeah. She's nice to look at. Although, what was that shirt she was wearing? I heart nerds. No, you don't. First of all, no, you don't, Kim. I wouldn't. People, I'm such a nerd lover. Are you? You burn through the NBA. NBA players aren't nerds, Kim. They're the opposite. They're jocks, actually. There's jocks and nerds, and NBA athletes are jocks. They're genetic fucking freaks. That's the opposite of a nerd. Yeah, but I like nerds now. Now that I've gone through the NBA and Kanye, and now I might date a scientist. I said that on James Corden. She said that on James Corden, I guess. That she wants to date a scientist now. Also, thank God that the James Corden show is over. Not that I ever watched it, blah, blah, blah. But And there used to be a thing like, okay, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. Yeah, good luck. That's not an option anymore. These fucking clips get thrown in your face, and people on your timelines and algorithms and shit you don't follow. And I was like, oh, you got this changed my life. Especially because I follow comics on Twitter and a lot of people, and I have friends who wrote for the show and all that, and whatever. I'm not dissing you, but do I have to keep lying and saying I watched this show? People are talking about how great it was for him to sing in a car. And that final sketch they did with all the other talk show hosts, not one of them was in the room with him. It looked like one of those "What's in Your Wallet" commercials where the actors are nowhere near the same room as them. Oh man! So anyway, Kim Kardashian dates nerds. She does not. Kris Jenner, the mom, was right next to her. I can do without her. That's what I like about Kim Kardashian. She gave Kris Jenner like a half a quarter to sit next. Listen, you can sit next to me for just one session, halfway through the second quarter, and that's it. Then you got to go. Then my other hot friend has got to sit next to me because we have photos to be taken of. We don't get your foot. That's it. Get out of there. Get to the suite. Have your shrimp cocktail, but you're not fucking front row all day. We need hot women only. Not that she's not pretty. I'm not saying anything about Kris Jenner like that, but she's a horrible person, right? That we can all agree on that. That I mean, besides how she produced and directed Kardashian's sex tape that got her famous, but speaking of talk shows, remember when Kris Jenner had a talk show for like 3 days? She had a talk show on E! Network, I think, and it was amazing. It was an amazing train wreck, if you don't remember it. The opening episode or whatever, first episode, I watched a clip of it. I'm like, this is going to be awful. And it was. You got immediately canceled. Not the fact that she's not an entertainer or a performer, or of course she ever, or does anyone want to fucking talk to her or anything. There's not a redeeming thing about her. Her opening thing was, she goes, this was her comedy bit. She goes, okay, after the break, this is years ago, obviously, I want to show, and when we come back, I'm going to show you the first glimpse of Kim and Kanye's baby, North. And I was like, oh, that's exciting. It was before she had a baby, when she just had a baby. So paparazzi wanted to get pictures of it. And they come back from a commercial, and she has her back to the camera. She looks like she's holding a baby with blankets. And she is. She's holding a baby with blankets. And she turns around slowly. She goes, here it is. And she goes, wah, wah. This is just a normal baby. This isn't theirs. This is a piece of shit non-celebrity baby. It was like the makeup girl's baby or something. Like, hey, it's the makeup girl's baby. It's a piece of shit. It's not famous. So get us the fuck out of here. And she just like throws it off camera. That was her comedy bit. I'm like, this show could be good. So anyway, they play tonight. Line is 7.5 now. People are just assuming the Lakers are going to take it off. The game off, that is, which they might. Golden State might run them out of the building, and I think they will. I think the Lakers know that the script, even though the writers are on strike, they don't need the script writers for this one. The Hollywood writers are on strike, but they even know the script. That this series doesn't end tonight on a Wednesday in San Francisco. This ends back in LA. Friday night, and that's where it'll end. So tonight we'll take Golden State minus a 7.5 to blow them out. Lakers should just rest everyone. Second half. All right, so we have Knicks minus 3.5, Golden State minus 7.5. Then we have Denver, Phoenix tomorrow. Let's get into tomorrow. We talked about DeAndre Ayton, how everyone hates him now, how he hates playing basketball. This has been a home series. Everyone at home wins. How about that Phoenix owner, Matt Ishiba? God, is it Ishiba, whatever his name is? He tweeted out afterwards when everyone was worried that Jokic was going to get suspended. Hey, man, just want to know, I respect Jokic. This isn't about me. He shouldn't get suspended. That's not there's no story to this. I like when anyone tells you there's no story. That's, listen, this isn't the story. Yeah, we decide that, asshole. We're the reporters, and the audience decides what the story is. Nope, I told you this isn't a story. Me keeping the ball away from him and antagonizing an athlete, that's not the story. It's not about me. No, it is. You made it about you. Anyway. So they're going back home. It's now 4.5, 226.5. I have a feeling something about Devin Booker, and he's been incredible. Absolutely amazing. I have a feeling now that they lost last night, which they did, they got smoked. Chris Paul is going to weasel his way back in there. And if Chris Paul gets back in there, he's because he's a jerk. And there's just no stopping him. And now he finally has the opening since they lost. Like, so that I'm back. Are you really back? You sure you don't want to take another knee? So that total is 226.5 too. So that's a tough one. I don't know. But let's go back to Manny. So I just want Phoenix to. It just seems like, of course, Phoenix is going to win this at home. That's what they've been doing. But Denver, I mean, it took a fucking monumental game by Durant and Booker. It's just the way this thing has just been bounce back. So, God, this is a tough one. And especially if Chris Paul comes here and ruins things. Definitely going to ruin the total. The total should. I might just keep playing the over. With Paul out of the game, the Phoenix gets to run, and they love running. You can tell they love it. They just love. I don't even know if they love running. They just love not having Chris Paul out there yelling at you. Chris Paul is just he's just one of those assholes, just perfectionists. You see that thing of them Booker, and then Booker becomes Chris Paul. They all become Chris Paul, and are yelling at Ayton in the huddle, and Ayton just walked away. I'm starting to really like DeAndre Ayton. I like anyone who hates their job openly. And DeAndre Ayton hates playing basketball. And he hates his workers. He hates his team, his employees. So who can't relate to that? DeAndre Ayton hates his job, and he hates the people he works with. And he hates that they love their job. Like, why don't you stop at a ball? I don't know, because who cares? That's why. So they might be in trouble. But let's take Denver plus 4.5. I think that line's going up a little too high. Even though there's been a zigzag there, we're going to zag on the zigzag. I think we're getting a little too many numbers there. So plus 4.5, let's take Denver. And then finally, what is the other game? Oh, Boston, Philly. Boston -2, 213.5. Game 6. Now, I have all the series prop bets on Philly plus 875 to win in 6. I want Philly to win this game. But too much history is on the Celtics side for my likings here. One, you have Doc Rivers, who loves blowing leads like this. He loves being up. I mean, he'll be up 3-1, 3-2, whatever it is. He loves blowing it. And you have Philly, that loves losing games where everyone's excited for him to win. Like, they were dead in the water in this series after game 3. Like, oh, this is it. Embiid's not healthy. The Celtics are just going to run him out the water. And then they pulled off that nice win Sunday. And then last night was just the Celtics being the Celtics, just fucking around. The Celtics just fuck around so much. it's like sometimes they look like the greatest team you've ever seen. And then they do that shit like last night. Like, whatever. Not really feeling it tonight. Well, there's another game, right? Yeah, we'll play the next game. That's all. That's what the Celtics do. Like, whatever. What is the next game? Just tell us then. And well, it is the next game. And it's tomorrow night in Philly. They're talking about who's going to ring the bell. When they're having poll questions on who's going to ring the bell, and they're talking about bringing back Nick Foles and who's going to ring the bell, which is a ceremony they do beforehand. That's, there's too much hype. And these are the games that Philly loves to lose. Philly just loves to lose these games. But, and people forget how quickly Boston does own these Sixers. But not anymore. This would be an amazing, but they're playing with momentum as well. This is almost a battle off of who has the most hard luck losing, or at least who complains about losing the much. Philly complains about losing much, and Boston. No one complains more than Boston fans about how they suffer, even though they win championship after championship. They couldn't be more annoying. Anyway, so we're gonna go Boston -2. I hate to do another favor here, but this is just too much. This is more of a Doc, and that's the thing with Doc Rivers. We want Philly to win. Maybe we go to Boston -2. Doc Rivers has found a coach he can finally outcoach here with Azula. I will give Doc that much credit, at least. But I think Doc will really outdo himself and just I don't know. I'm talking myself back into Philly. Well, at least that's my only hope for Philly to win this game is that Zula's way worse than Doc at this point in his career, where he can't let him be outcoached. Anyway, what we'll do is we've done famous Philly collapses. I hope they don't bring Rock. That's the worst when they bring Stallone in. That's when you know they're gonna fucking lose the game. If they have Stallone ring the bell, it's over with. Live bet hammer the Celtics if they do that pregame. Matter of fact, I might wait till the pregame bell. Who rings the bell to see who did they bring out? Nick Foles would be a good one, but if they bring out Stallone, forget it. New York actor Sly Stallone. I've gone on the Rocky statue rant plenty of times here, defending Philly and the Rocky statue against the Bill Burr rant. But enough of him. Enough of Stallone. He's a New York act. Speaking of trying to do comedy, his comedy is just always amazing. He wanted to make Rambo like Tango and Cash, basically, in the studio to step in. Like, yeah, we're going to keep this like a Vietnam movie. Maybe not have a fucking one-liner after every murder. Anyway, let me talk to you about Talkify. And then we'll come back with some hockey. But that was it for the NBA Bombs. Talkify is the country's #1 modern matchmaking service that is designed to help you achieve relationship success. Their trusted compatibility specializes hand select successful and compelling candidates so you can date consciously and productively. Here's how it works. Talkify matchmakers meet with you, learn about what you're looking for in a partner. They select and screen potential match candidates for you. I like this whole team being involved to get you a match. Doing background checks, video interviews, asking tough questions are too awkward for first dates. From there, your matchmaker plans your date, introduces you, and handles all communications for you, creating a safe, stress-free dating experience. See, your silence will not be misinterpreted on Talkify. So right now, it's offering our listeners 20% off when you become a client. Talkify.com/SGPN. That's TAWKIFY.com/SGPN for 20% off. They have 80% of clients met their person within the first 12 matches. Remember that? I don't even know if that's a good number, but that's what they're advertising. Anyway, that's pretty amazing that's a sponsor for us. I doubt anyone who listens to Bob on Bombs is having trouble meeting another significant other, right? Not when I give you so much material to talk about, like NHL ice dog systems. Can you just tell your date about that? About how CJ Sullivan has turned you on to a hockey betting system? Women love that, and men. I'm not saying I'm not narrowing anything down here. We're keeping it. I'm not going to Bob Huggins this for crying out loud. Anyway, thanks for watching on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, people in the comments, and like the fucking, why am I saying? Light the effing candle. All right, we are back. Now let's get into some of the hockey bombs. I do the lawnmower noise for no reason whatsoever because I don't have a hockey. I do have the hockey dog system. That's a good point. Right. And Sano knows what he's talking about here. He keeps anything with a partner about a silence being misinterpreted. Right. We're all our silence is misinterpreted. You do need Talkify. Women's silence is never misinterpreted, by the way. If you're listening, if they're silent to you, there's a reason behind that. For sure. Their silence speaks loudly. Anyway, all right, let's get into some of the ice bombs like we were saying. All right, there's 2 games tonight. Toronto, Florida, Vegas, Edmonton. And 2 tomorrow, Jersey, Carolina, Seattle, Dallas. Let me give out a couple of these games. because then I'm going to get into some real stuff. Toronto, Florida is tonight. Toronto's minus 120. They're about to get, like I said before, this is a pretty funny bit that Toronto is doing. Toronto Maple Leafs, their whole story was everyone, there's this huge fan base of speaking of the losing fans, like these guys are really losing fans. They haven't won a cup like since 42, I think, or something. And it was like 20 years since they even got in the second round. So that was the whole thing. They always choking it. Then they finally got to the second round. They went nuts. They celebrated like they won the cup. And now they're getting swept by Florida. Hilarious bit. It's well done, Toronto. But I proposed to the think tank, and this is just my proposal. How about Toronto? Let's do this bit. We've lost 3 in a row. Let's win 3 in a row. Tie it up. Get the city crazy again. Back on your side. Have a game 7 at home, and then get smoked and lose that game. Game 7 at home. That would be an amazing bit. That's how you heighten a bit. That's how you fucking write a legendary story. Maybe it's a hat on top of a hat. People like saying that. That's an old improv saying, I think. I mean, it's too much of a joke. But I think it'd be pretty funny. I don't think they'll get. I mean, I could say I don't think I get swept up in thinking they're going to win the last 2 games, and they haven't. They just haven't. And they seem like the better. The fun thing with Toronto, they're the better team, talent-wise. But that's never the deal. So we're going to give out. I think I'm all on board Toronto, and I gave out Toronto 15-1 to win the conference. I think it's actually a decent value numbers wise. To win the series are plus 650. That's not that great of a value because you can just parlay the next 4 games for them to win, and they'll be around there. But if you did that plus the series, which they'd probably be a minus 160 favorite next round if they won, I think kind of a good value. So if you're going to play it that way, that's how I would play it. I would play it 15-1 to win the conference. Who knows? Anyway, but we're gonna give out Toronto minus 120. Bomb that. I think they'll stand off the sweep. Either way, I think they'll stand off the sweep. And I think even if they don't win all 3 to make the 7th game, which they probably won't, they're gonna lose it at home. I think it'll be a fun way to lose at home. Give your fans what they want. One more chance to boo you. All right, be respectful, Toronto. So they're gonna win tonight, send it back home, then lose at home. Anyway, tomorrow, Jersey, Carolina. Carolina's almost only minus 120. I'm not really sure why this line is like that. What happened there? There must have been an injury I don't know about. Who knows with hockey? Hockey never tells you about injuries. That's the thing. They're always like lower body, upper body. What's the fuck does that mean? Lower body, upper body. Did he break his arm or does he have a concussion? It's somewhere in the upper body. We don't like to tell you. They don't tell anybody. But I know this. Carolina, except for that one game, are beating New Jersey like 17-3. They're killing them. So I'll take them at home. Carolina minus 120. Seattle, Dallas. I'm not even giving that as a bomb. But let's get to Edmonton, Vegas, which is tonight. Edmonton, the over/under's up to 7. Last show, that was one of our losses. I gave out over 6.5, and I said I want to play the over every single game in a series, and I don't care if it loses because it's the right side. Well, I lied. I'm still going to play the over, but I lied about not being upset. I was upset that the over didn't hit last game. And the reason why is because, whatever. If it loses, the 3-2 or 2-0 game, whatever, that happens. This game played out this is back-to-back games now. It was 5-1 in the second period. 6 goals. All we need is one more goal. They went like 28 straight minutes without anything with a backup goalie. And that's what happened too. Vegas got a backup goalie in there because of an injury, and he shuts out Edmonton at home. What the hell's going on out there? Vegas scores 5, and they can't get over 6.5. It's 5-1 second period. So that's why I was angry. And that's the problem with hockey. If you don't want to sweat your bet on hockey, it's great, exciting game. Playoff hockey is great to watch. But if you have a bet on it, it's tough to watch because there are about 95 near goals for every 1 goal that happens. So God damn, why did they score? Yes. So you in your head, like it could be 4-0 right now. It could be 9-2 as well. It could be anything, but it's not. It's hockey. It is what it is. So it wasn't under till it's over. So hockey happens. In Vegas, they shocked them by blowing out Edmonton. So Edmonton should bounce back tonight. 190 is a heavy number. I didn't want to lay game 3, and I was right not to lay it because of situations like that. But I'm pretty sure Edmonton will tie it up tonight. So take Edmonton in regulation if you don't want to lay the heavy juice. 3-way bet. It's minus 125 to win in regulation. Edmonton will bomb that. And over 7. I mean, see, Edmonton's got the perfect over team because they score like crazy and their goalie is horrible. All their goalies are horrible, no matter who they put in there. So Vegas will get a couple, but Edmonton might score 8 tonight themselves. But Vegas killed them. This is that was a funny thing. Speaking of which, Vegas won 5-1 on ESPN. This is where I'm going to get into the sports comedy talk. Sports talk comedy is tough. It's a dangerous game. It's not for the ill-fated. You have to be professional, like me. You're listening to professional sports talk comedy. I'm not saying everybody's not funny. Everybody is funny. I'm not one of those comics who be like, leave it to the professionals just to say jokes like in real life, like in life, like at a bar or something. No, everyone's funny. That's the whole point. That's humanity. It's great in their own ways, different ways. Even non-funny people are still funny. You can find a way to be funny. But when you're talking to the masses in front of a microphone, that things get dicey. Sports Center, John Anderson. He's one of these guys. Well, John Anderson, he's fine. Hockey guy on ESPN. But all the Sports Center guys try to be funny. Ever since, Dan Patrick and Craig Kilborn got a fucking talk show from it. A couple talk shows from it. And Keith Dolberman. Ever since then, everyone wants to do one-liners and bits, and it gets kind of brutal. To the guy for Vegas who scored, his name is Zach Whitecloud. He's a defender. He scored one of the goals. And doing the highlights, John Anderson goes, and there's a goal by Zach Whitecloud. He goes, what kind of name is that? It'd be good if you were a toilet paper. That's what he said. That's what he actually said. And right, kind of whatever, lame joke. Problem is, Whitecloud is a Native American name, and he is a Native American. Or at least he has Native American in him. I'll give Anderson a little leeway on that one. A lot of people claim they're Native American. You don't know until they bring it up. And a lot of people lie about it too, obviously. Golden Glove boxers and Native American people like to lie about. But with the name like Whitecloud, that should have been a signal that maybe I should look into that. That sounds very Native American. They're birds and they look at the first thing they see, and that's what they named them after. So he goes, be good if you're a toilet paper. What kind of name is it? Brutal. Just brutal trying to be funny joke on ESPN. He apologized and did a personal apology and go from there and blah, blah, blah. I like to do, see what I heard about the Bob Huggins thing, and I'll get into that. Right, I'm gonna get into Bob Huggins. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. There's the dangers of trying to be funny in sports talk world. You're gonna have to apologize, and you're gonna have to have ChatGPT write you an apology. I had ChatGPT write Bob Huggins apology, and it was almost word for word before his thing came out. I'm like, give me an apology for saying a homophobic slur, and it was word for word. Oh, see, they say ChatGPT is coming for script writers and artists, things like that, and AI. No, people who should be nervous are copywriters and people who write bullshit, like PR apologies for saying homophobic slurs that they don't really believe they're only apologizing because it's trouble. Like the guy who said, the baseball announcer who said the Negro League Hall of Fame. I mean, yeah, he was upset, but come on. Let me see if we can get the Bob Huggins apology. ChatGPT, Alexa, have a robot write me a Bob Huggins apology, will you? Let's get into that Bob Huggins thing real quick. I got to talk about this. It's amazing. Do I get the go into the box for this? Let me go into the box. Let me recap real quick though. Vegas, Edmonton over 7 and Edmonton minus 125 in regulation. Bomb it. 2 bombs. Toronto minus 120. Bomb it. Carolina minus 120. Bomb it. Those are 4 NHL ice bombs. And I already gave out the basketball bombs. But let's go back to the box. Let's go back to the box and talk some Huggy Bear. Bob Huggins, if you didn't hear it, happened on Monday right after I finished my show, so I couldn't take to talk about it. So it's almost, I would say it's gone. He was on a sports talk show in Cincinnati where he used to coach, the Bill Cunningham show, and he listened to this and he said a homophobic slur on there, but so did the radio host. That was the thing. It's amazing. That is the problem. When you try to be funny on the radio and these sports talk guys, it's like this morning. It's like you sing these guys that are the morning like zoo crew, but with sports talk. It's like this is sounds like the worst show in the world. And they say jokes. They said a fuck. Let me play some of this clip for you. They start talking to Cincinnati Xavier, and Huggins tries to make fun of Xavier for being Catholic.
Catholics don't do that.
No, we're above the fracas, aren't we? No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, any school that can throw rubber penises on the floor and then say they didn't do it, my God, they can get away with anything.
Rubber penis. Was this
I think that was at the Crosstown Shootout,
I
wasn't
think
it?
it was transgender night, wasn't
No.
it? Was that it?
It was a crosstown shootout.
See,
Yeah,
right
no,
there.
What it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
All right.
They were envious they didn't have one.
Steve, your comments about Bob Huggins. Is he the best?
He's the best.
He's the best. And I can see why they did say he's the best. They were I'm not saying they're at fault for what Huggins said, but they let him into it. You start off with that horrendous trans joke. How are these guys not fired? And then Huggins is like, oh, is that what kind of show this is? I can say nobody listens, I guess, and everyone's 65 years old and says outdated shit. Oh my God. So Huggins like, fuck it, I'll say Catholic fags. Why not? Unbelievable. And so West Virginia, they said they're going to do some further research and reconvene. And about what? What do you research? What are you talking about? He said it twice, admitted it. Well, we just want to know how many people in West Virginia give a shit. And it turns out not many, because they just gave him an extension. What? They gave Huggins an extension after saying that. That's the kind of talk we like. It's like Morgan Wallen, that country singer who says the N-word all the time. And every time he says it, his record sales go up. I mean, like, what is going on? He knows his fan base. Huggins. Yeah. No, we had to do some research, and apparently we love it. We love that he says that. Those fucking cornball radio guys there. Cross-gender, transgender fags. And then the dead silence. That was what's great. The awkward silence. Ooh. Okay. Pretty sure that's a bad one. What do you say? Bobby, what do you say? I thought this was going to be, he's ready to retire. Everyone, that was amazing. That was amazing about this. So this happens. Old heads go in the air or whatever. And, it gets away from them. This is basically how they retire. And everyone wrote their articles. It's time for him to retire anyway. Been coaching 40 years. Obviously, this is the end. But not in West Virginia. West Virginia, that's just fine. He will have to go through sensitivity training now. What? West Virginia, you should go to sensitivity training. You're the one who just gave him a contract for it. What the fuck are you talking about? He's got to go to sensitivity training. You imagine Huggins at sensitivity training. Now, what did you mean to say? How about what would you have said better next time, Bob? I would have said Protestant pussies. I would have said that maybe. I realize now that my words were very hurtful to Catholics. No, it wasn't hurtful to Catholics. What's the other one? What, fags? What's wrong with that? That's what they are. Right. No, but you realize that's a slur. They don't appreciate that. And that's kind of what Catholic. I know I shouldn't have made fun of Catholics like that, even though they're real fake Christians. What? No, Bob. Bob, again, you're missing the point. You do see that on the message boards where people are like, the real slur was against Catholics. No, it was not. There's been a bias against Catholicism. As someone who went to Catholic school his entire life, and it was an altar boy. Go fuck yourselves, Catholics. What are you talking about? First of all, historically, Catholics have done some of the worst crimes against humanity. Anyway, and what he's saying, I mean, let's not even talk about Catholic priests. That's what all this refers to as Catholic priest, really. And for them to, and there's a sick portion of them that think the worst part about what these Catholic priests do is that it's gay. And they consider pedophilia gay because they fuck altar boys or whatever the hell it is. Which I never did, by the way. Never did. I never got fucked by a priest, is what I'm trying to say. You can say that on my show proudly. I'm not that. I just got friend zoned by priests. That was the problem. You know, it's kind of just not disappointing, but I could never get out the friend zone. The wine was back there. Anyway, Bob, I gotta play that one more time. It's just amazing. And it's not Huggins. I really don't blame Huggins. Huggins is old. That would be great though if that's how old coaches retire now. Well, I'm just gonna go on the animal on 470 the Blitz and do some gender fluid jokes, and that'll call that a career. I'll call them gypsies, and you can't say that anymore, right? And they're just being updated with problematic language. Yeah, and that'll be your career. One more time with Huggies. He starts right first. Even in his apology, he blamed Xavier for it. I was trying to do some Xavier jokes to Cap. No one gives a shit about
Catholics
the Catholic jokes.
No, we're
Listen to them laughing at everything Huggins says.
Absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, any school that can throw rubber penises on the floor and then say they didn't do it, my God, they can.
Rubber penises.
Rubber penis. Was this
I think that was at the Crosstown Shootout,
I
wasn't
think
it?
it was transgender night, wasn't it?
What?
Was that it?
It was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
And then the laughter.
They were envious they didn't have one.
Envious they didn't have. Oh, he's wheeling
Steve,
there.
your comments about Bob Huggins. Is he the best?
He's the best.
He's the best. He is the best. Jealousy didn't have one. I know what, as a comic, I know what Huggins is doing there too. It reminds me of the Doug Gottlieb one bit. When the joke bombed, awkward silence. You can't say the F word like that. And then he's just struggling. They're jealous. They didn't have one. All the fans were jealous. They didn't have rubber penises. What? First of all, just say the word dildo. It's fun. It's a funnier word. We know what a dildo is. And it helps you. And you're just getting in a bad area. You've already set yourself up with the weird language with that. Anyway, all right. We're at 52 minutes here. Should I wrap this? Anyway. So like I said, kids, sports talk comedy. It's a dangerous game. One, there's not too many people that appreciate it when it's done properly anyway. It's a very, very niche audience that I'm talking to. Maybe you can find someone on Talkify. Maybe I'll go to Talkify and have them set me up with someone that appreciates good sports talk comedy. I don't want to meet that gal, to be honest with you. I want someone with rubber penises. I want a Catholic F, if you know what I mean. So it's difficult. You can't just toss around Native American bits anymore. John Anderson, Bob Huggins. But I do like that as a great way to retire. You know what? Instead of doing all the folklore, the legend, and the press conference, and doing the yearly tour and getting gifts at every city, I'm just going to say a homophobic slur on an old radio show and with some of my buddies and get the hell out of here. Nope. non-West Virginia or not, you get a contract extension. So good for him. Anyway, I was going to get in there. Sure, get into a gun talk. Now we're talking political. Now that we're talking political. That's the thing, too. People think that's, I don't know when people say that. Don't take politics out. Take politics out of it. He's fucking, he's at a slur. Oh, the woke community. Oh, man. I cannot believe it. I got to listen to more of this Bill Cunningham show. How are you doing a show in Cincinnati, whatever the sports talk nut hut show it is, and he doesn't even know? He didn't even know the reference Huggins was talking about with the dildos on the court. What was that? A crosstown transgender night thing 30 years ago? What? Wait, what? Rubber penises? I'll laugh because you're Huggins, and that's what we do. We just laugh and call you Huggy. Isn't he the best? Isn't he the best? His silence was not misinterpreted there, by the way. When there was that 2 seconds of silence after he said fag twice in that manner, it was not misinterpreted. It was goo. That's what that interpreted. Yikes. This is going to be bad for everybody involved. Those terrible anti-Catholic comments. They can't even comprehend why that's a slur. The fact that they don't know that that's a slur is obviously whatever. There's no talking to these people. You just can't talk to them like drunks. You just cannot fucking talk to them. Anyway, should I wrap this show up? Maybe keep it under an hour. Is that what you guys want? And then I could talk about. I don't have the energy to talk about the gun shit with Alabama and all that. I don't. I really don't. You guys, I do have the energy to hear Huggins one more time, though, and these idiots laughing. Let's just talk about sports talk, bad sports talk comedy, how dangerous this is. I do have the bandwidth for this.
Absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, any school that can throw rubber penises on the floor and then say they didn't do it,
right?
My God, they can get away with it.
Oh, what the hell are you talking about, Huggy? You mean dildos?
It's a crosstown shootout, wasn't it?
It was transgender night, wasn't it?
What?
It was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
Oh my God, I still can't believe that right there. He laughed, was and then stops. Wait, I probably shouldn't have got caught laughing on that on air. The other, man, it's pretty amazing. I could listen to this clip for days. Actually, it's there's so much, and it's about the radio show. It's not even about Huggins. So when he says when his partner says transgender night, which I know he's doing a joke off of crosstown rivalry. Cincinnati playing Xavier is the crosstown rivalry, I imagine, down there. Every by the way, every fucking city and every rivalry like town, whereas two games have that as a name for the rivalry. It's the crosstown rivalry. Yeah, no, everyone does. Anyway, so that's when he throws a transgender. So I see where his mind went there. Crosstown, cross-dressing, transgender dildos. And then his partner goes, what? And then Huggins, after he says crosstown, whoa, heard the transgender joke. And then he's like, yeah, that's some, I got to up that. So I'll up that with a straight up fucking goddamn hate speech. And then the guy who threw transgender immediately dies laughing and then stops himself. I bet his partner maybe even reached over. Maybe Cunningham's, whatever one's Cunningham. Yeah, no, this clip is going to go viral. We can't be seen laughing at this or heard laughing at this. Oh, what? Then he throws it back in. And what do you feel about Bob Huggins? What do you want me to say now? Stop dragging me back into this. Drag, as in RuPaul's Drag Race? No, not like that at all. Why do you keep saying things like that? Aren't we talking about basketball? This started off as a question about, do you get any transfer portals from Xavier? I mean, they were trying to rouse him up to how he hates Xavier. And then he went off about how he hates things. All right. He hated a lot of people. A lot of different kinds of people. Anyway, What else was I gonna say? I can't listen to that thing one more time, but I can. But I really can. I'll get out of this thing. I want to get myself in trouble. Report me for saying the F word. I said it several times during that segment. I realize that now. But I'm saying it in context, okay? In the comedy context to tell the story. I probably didn't have to. Cancel me. Go ahead. I don't get me on the air first. That's what I'm trying to do. Can't cancel me without giving me a show first. So cancel me, get me out there, then rip me around. Whip me around. What? I feel like they're like, what? Transgender? What? Rubber penises? What? Yeah, so it gets silly. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. I'm going to wrap this up. It gets to an hour now. An hour's long enough. It's already too long. They tell me 45 minutes is the goal for the show. I haven't come close to doing a 45-minute show yet. But that's because I'm in the box here going insane. Thank you for watching on YouTube. You can go ahead and subscribe, please. Subscribe and give a 5-star review to the podcast on Spotify and anywhere you hear these things. Anywhere you're listening to right now, just give a 5-star review and a little review. That's all. I'm not going to do a contest. There is a Shady Ray contest, but I want to give out a Man in the Box t-shirt to the best reviewer I hear. How about that? We'll read here. You leave a review, a good review, and I pick it out, and I'll give a lucky contest winner a Man in the Box shirt. That's a pretty good deal. So subscribe to all that. Follow me on Instagram at CJ Sullivan was taken. You'll find a lot of my stuff there. The YouTube channel, Bottom Line Bombs, and at CJ Sullivan. You see other Man in the Box stuff. All my promo clips go on there. And comedy dates, that thing. Shout out to Insano. My guy, he's been commenting all night. I love the comments here on live on the YouTube. I'll put your final one up here. What does it say? All they need is the spring. I know the spring sound after the rubber penis for the morning zoo. It really is so morning zoo. To combine morning zoo and sports talk is such a dangerous thing. It's amazing. It never works, but it does work. Obviously, so people listen to that show. The fact that he can, whatever. Oh God, I'm getting away from myself again. Anyway, thank you for everyone listening and subscribing and doing that. I'll see you next week. Every Monday and Wednesday, it's live here, noon Pacific. 3 o'clock, 2 Pac Eastern. You ever see that? You seen that new Tupac show? See that? What happens? Now I'll start talking for another hour. Man, that's what the Man in the Box does. He goes crazy in his mind, in his box, and he talks about all these things. So, all right, good night.